Well, markets are set to close in the red as the deadline for the government shutdown looms. Now we're joined by Matt Cheslock of Virtue Financial. Matt, we've seen the markets move down for about the past week and a half. Is this just a blip before we continue to move higher, or is it the start of a downward trend? Could it be the start of a downward trend?
Well, that's really an interesting question. I think people will make a lot of money if they pick the right side of this. Personally, I feel it's probably time for a little bit of a pullback, a little bit of a correction. There's not much impetus to go higher here. We have what we expect out of the Fed. We expect them to taper going forward, so that's going to take a little relief off the stock market, a little backstop. We also have what's going on in Washington right now, and it's kind of scary to see, how we can kick this can down the road again and again and again, and not to mention Obamacare that we're going to have to be faced with going forward the fourth quarter of this year. So there's a lot of headwinds out there right now.
Okay. Now, sectors such as the financials have taken a bit of a battering. How are you playing the market in this environment?
Well, it's one sector that is definitely, a major forecaster of what we expect to see. The financials generally drive the market. They've been weak over the, short term here, and that's been also a driver of this move lower here. We had them rallying pretty strongly when we had the rally going in the beginning of September. Now we're seeing them sell off. So that's one to keep an eye on. Technology is still strong. We're still seeing monster moves out of Facebook every day, and that's one that's driving a lot of money. Google and some of the other big social media companies have had a lot of money. Obviously, the Twitter IPO is also something to keep an eye on too. But one other one that you might want to stay away from for the time being may be gold. We've seen really some weakness in that. Until we see a psychological change in the trading atmosphere for gold, that might not really trend it higher.
Okay, we've also seen a jump in the VIX the past 2 days. Again, is that a blip until we move past the debt ceiling later?
Well, as a trader, you love to see some volatility in the VIX, but as an investor, you don't like the uncertainty, and that's what we're faced with. We're uncertain about what's going to go on in Washington, and it's starting to wear kind of thin on the investor. We're just kind of sick and tired of what's been played out in Washington. Make a decision, get on with this. We can't keep holding this over our head every couple months, so that's why the VIX has jumped here a little bit. Investors are getting a little scared. They're going to lock up some money maybe toward the end of the year, especially since the run-up we've had. They might be able to lock up some gains.
There you have it. Uncertainty is holding sway in the markets today. That was Matt Cheslock of Virtue Financial, and I'm Jane Searle for The Deal.